Parents of Reddit, what do your kids think they are being all slick and sneaky about? But you know all about it? I thought I was so sneaky in high school. I would come home at curfew, run the water in the bathroom a bit, flush the toilet, and then turn my radio on low. I slept with it on, and then sneak out my bedroom window. My bedroom faced the front of the house and was on the ground floor. I did this so much that my window screen wouldn't fit properly and kept falling off. Every time it fell off I told my parents that the wind must have ripped it off during the night. Mom bought my story. When I was in my 30s my dad told me he used to get up and watch me from the front window as I ran down the street and got back into my friend's car. When I asked him why he never busted me, he said you were an average student and you never got brought home by the cops. If you had been, you would have been grounded until you were 35. I'm so not sneaky. In high school, my girlfriend's middle school age brother would walk to the bathroom next to the living room where the rest of us were and sniffle and announce, "Oh man, my nose is really runny today," and grab some tissues to take to his room. Everyone knew he was going back to his room to beat off. If he would just go to the bathroom and put some in his pocket, nobody would have a clue. My nose is really runny, audible bed squeaking noises. I bought my kids their own DS's. Sometimes they come downstairs really tired saying something like, "Yeah, I didn't sleep well last night." I just look at them like, I've literally used that exact same excuse when playing my Game Boy. My 5-year-old thinks that when he sneaks into my bed at night, I'll never find him if he just lays at my feet. My dad knew I wanted to sleep at night with him all the time, but I wanted to be big boy and not say it out loud. So he would say, "Man, I was happy you were there last night with me," as I would have been scared alone, and I would immediately respond, "Oh really? I can be with you tonight as well if you want." Even though I am 34 now, I still remember I slept with a smile with my head on his arm and he wrapping me with his other arm. Good times. When my son is trying to play with something that he knows isn't a toy, he'll say, "What do you have there?" And he'll go, "No," and throw whatever it is far away. If it's not in his hands, I obviously can't get onto him for playing with it. He's 3, so that's as sneaky as he gets. Getting snacks they aren't supposed to have. They grab them and go hide to not be caught. My wife and I use this to our advantage. We accidentally leave snacks out for them to get, so they leave us alone for a while. My kids just finished a week of ninja themed day camp, and I guess part of it involved learning how to set small booby traps because I saw my older son, 8, head upstairs with a step stool. His dad said, "What do you need, kiddo? What's the step stool for?" "Oh, nothing." 5 minutes later I walked upstairs to use the bathroom and saw him carefully positioning a stuffed animal on top of the slightly ajar door to the master bedroom. I studiously ignored it. My adult son recently admitted that all those headaches he had in middle school weren't really headaches. He just had a lot of issues with school and didn't want to go. He apologized for lying. I asked if he ever noticed that I always let him stay home and often took us out to lunch when he miraculously felt better after the bus left, as long as he kept his grades at a tolerable level. I knew what he needed was a mental health day, not a sick day. I did take him to the doctor to rule out anything serious, but when it became apparent that his problem was likely stress, I just tried to de-stress his life as much as I could and find non-school things he could do to make friends. You're a good mom. I thought I was being sneaky when I took off my brace to correct my underbite every night because it was hard to sleep with. Then I woke up one morning and saw that the brace was gone. That was a bad morning for me, but it taught me that I wasn't half as clever as I thought I was. My 3-year-old pretends that he needs the toilet so that he can go to the bathroom and wash his rubber ducks. Playing whack-a-mole. Dude, no one takes that many showers every day. You're killing me with the water bill, man. Hopefully my son reads this. I remember my parents mentioning a few times things about me taking really long showers. Looking back, they probably thought I was masturbating and they were making jokes about it. Honestly, I just liked really long hot showers. Not a parent, but I'm working in a kindergarten this summer as a kindergarten teacher. One of my students, 5 years old, Carries with him this picture his 7-year-old brother drew. He keeps hiding it in his pocket and keeps looking at it when we don't see. Like he goes to the toilet and while he is pooping he takes the pic out of his pocket, looks at it and puts it back. When we have naps, he hides it under his pillow and looks at it when we don't see. This is the first time his big brother is not in the kindergarten with him, because he is at the preschool. We had a substitute yesterday and she yelled at him, "Hey, what are you hiding?" I quickly stepped in and told her not to address it. They don't have the most stable home life, so that might be why he is so attached to his brother. I didn't know this at the time, but my mom loves sitting on the front porch late at night and just enjoy the sounds and smells. She has a beautiful garden. I didn't realize every night when I would pop the screen off my window and hang out of it to smoke a joint she could see me and smell it. Never said anything till I was in my mid-20s. Not my child. But I'm doing teacher assistant jobs while getting my degree to be a teacher. Anyway, one of my students was a little girl who really liked bugs. We were outside and she kept carrying something around. It was a handful of worms. I asked her what she was doing and she asked to keep them as a pet. So, I have to tell her we can't and she gets upset. Stomps over to a bench and sits down, arms crossed and pouting. Around time to come back inside. I'm lining everyone up and she's beaming, happy as a clam. She also won't take her hand out of her pocket. So, I immediately realized she pocketed the worms. After another talk, she finally put them back and stomped inside. Fairly disgruntled. Lol. My parents tell the story that as a kid when I would sneak a cookie from the kitchen I would announce to everyone what I was doing to make sure they didn't come in and catch me. "Don't come in here. I'm sneaking a cookie." Child logic. I asked for the actual quote. It was, "I'm going to the kitchen now. Don't look." I'll share this anyways. When I was in high school I used to sneak out. Shocker, I know. My room was right next to my parents and I guess they could always hear the hardwood floor creaking and then the windows sliding up. Well, one night I had snuck out and then the next day my girlfriend had came over for dinner and my mom looks at us and says, "So where did you all go last night?" My son's bedroom recently moved to the basement of our small 2-story house. He thinks he's being sneaky by watching the television down there late at night or when he wakes up to go to the bathroom. Even turns it down really low and what he doesn't realize is that there's a vent right above the TV. Which my room is directly above and the connecting vent is right next to my bed. It's waken me up from a dead sleep twice now and even with the sound down like he has it. It kind of echoes. I thought about confronting him but his summer just started and he's worked hard to improve his grades this year. At 10. If that's the worst thing he's doing I'll let it slide. Concoct a reason for him to figure this out on his own before puberty hits. I'm a parent but my kiddo hasn't tried to be really sneaky yet, so I'll share my own misguided shenanigans. I'm a twin. Identical except for a scar on my lip. According to my grandmother I would often try to claim my sister's snack after finishing my own by cleverly covering my mouth with my hand and asking for my snack. Flawless plan. Except when my grandmother would tell me I'd already had my snack I'd reply, "I'm not me. I'm my sister." My son is making a book for his mom to tell her how much he loves her. He's still pretty young and just learning to read and write. So slowly. Like, over the course of the last few weeks, he'll bring a book up to an adult and ask them to help him read and then ask randomly, "Is the word amazing on this page?" Where? "Oh. Can you help me find a story where they have that word?" "Oh great. Is that the word I'm pointing to?" Then he disappears for a few minutes. Then the cycle will start again with another word. Slowly he's writing a book for her. One word at a time. I know because I followed him one time recent and saw he was writing something in a book. Then happened to check it out when he was asleep. So now I know his secret. He was up to about 2 pages and it's really sweet. I don't know how much longer until he'll deem it finished. But I'm sure I'm the only adult who knows what's up. This is goddamn adorable. He sounds like a good kid. I was the sneaky kid. When I was around 8 I wanted to get glasses to look cool. I came up as a nerd since childhood. The problem is that I had perfect vision. So I faked a bad vision. And would constantly complain of headaches and that I couldn't see what the teacher would write in the blackboard. All fake. My mother took me to an ophthalmologist and they got me fake glasses. Without any diopters, and all my problems were gone. Until this day I have no idea how they knew. I thought I was doing great on my deception. Of course I did not like to actually use the glasses and I dropped them eventually, claiming that I was miraculously cured. Found a sock full of poop in my son's closet. He says he doesn't know how it got there. Mom found the poop sock. I was the child. When I was about 12 I was softly beating my meat in a caravan thinking my parents were asleep and none the wiser. Obviously I was working my way up and not realizing how fast I was jerking it when my dad shouts out, "Stop shaking the caravan." Absolutely mortified. Caught my son hollowed out a cucumber at the kitchen sink middle of the night. He told me he need to do an experiment using hollowed out cucumber, a wire, battery and a small light bulb. I knew he's making a bong.